This season has been an absolute disaster for Aberdeen Football Club. The Dons currently sit 7th in the SPL, lost in the Europa League qualifiers and got absolutely humiliated in the Conference League. The Dons are a far cry from the club that won 10 trophies under Sir Alex Ferguson, and with the success of Hearts Football Club this season, Aberdeen fans must be thinking, why can't that be us? Well, that is where we come in, boys, as today we are taking charge of Aberdeen Football Club with the end goal of winning them the Champions League trophy and as many trophies as possible. And if you do enjoy the content, boys, please be sure to like and subscribe. It does really help me out. We're nearly at 10,000 subscribers, but let's now jump into FC26 and save Aberdeen Football Club. So this is the Aberdeen team we've loaded into in FC26, and having rebuilt Celtic, Rangers, Falkirk and also Hearts, I don't actually think the team we've loaded into is that bad. Now, the beauty of the SPL is there are no live start points in FC26, so we have a clean slate with Aberdeen, and we actually start the season top of the league. And Aberdeen start off season 1 with £3 million in the bank, which is a very decent budget for the Scottish Premier League. And looking at the team, we do have a lot of players over 70 rated, but most of them are over 30 or in their peak years, so they're not really going to grow. They're not going to financially benefit the club either, so we have got quite a lot of work to do in the upcoming transfer windows. When it comes to young players, now Aberdeen don't have many who are actually good in FC26. Marko Lazetic is the pick of the bunch, who is 21-year-old and 64 rated. We have also got Topi Keskinen, who looks like a good player, 22-year-old, 68 rated. But are these two players people we can build the team around for the entire rebuild? I'm not too sure. Now, we are definitely going to be freshening the formation up with Aberdeen. I don't think it's currently working in real life. Now, we have switched up the formation, and the formation we've chosen is a bit mad. 3-4-2-1 is how we're going to play. 2 attacking midfielders, 3 at the back, and I actually think the team's looking a lot stronger. Managed to get key players like Leighton Clarkson and Adil Ayuchi into their correct positions. Now, we are going to be a goal threat going forward, but I guarantee we're going to concede a lot as well. Now, because we aren't going to be playing with fullbacks in this rebuild, we have transfer listed Nicky Devlin and Alexander Jensen. We've also transfer listed Dylan Lobban, who is out of contract at the end of the season. Now, after we've sold these 3 players, there are a couple of loans that I want to make permanent for season 1. I do want to make Liam Morrison's loan into a permanent deal, and I want to keep Adil Ayuchi as well. I think we're going to need in the region of £6 million to make this happen, so we're going to have to sell a few players first. But the way I want to play with Aberdeen is with a high pressing system. As we've pretty much got 5 attacking players on the pitch, I want to try and win the ball back in the opposition's half, because we are going to be playing high risk, high reward football in this rebuild. Now, when it comes to youth scouting, we always let you guys decide where we send our youth scouts, but for the first season, probably not going to have enough money to do any youth scouting. Now, unfortunately, boys, we've not been able to sell all the players that I wanted to sell, so we're not actually going to be able to make any loans permanent as of right now. This situation could change as the season progresses though, so we may still yet be able to make some loans permanent, but as of right now we can't. Nicky Devlin and Peter Ambrose are the only 2 players who've left the club in this transfer window. I am really surprised no one's made a bid for Alexander Jensen. He is a decent young player, so all that we can really do in this transfer window, boys, is lock the starting 11 in and simulate forward straight through to the end of the season. We know Aberdeen have been shocking in real life. Hopefully with our new look system we can get some better results for the Dons. So we have completed season number 1 as Aberdeen boss, and it's a 4th place finish in the SPL, which to be honest is not that bad. Considering how poor Aberdeen have been in real life, I'll definitely take a 4th place finish. Hopefully we can build on this in season number 2. And in the Scottish Cup we would get all the way to the semi-finals but lose to Livingston on penalties, who will now take on Celtic. Can't lie, boys, I'm absolutely gutted about this. We should have been smashing Livingston. And in the Conference League, well, it's been embarrassing. 6 games played, 1 draw, 5 losses. We crash out as the 2nd worst side. Only our recently rebuilt Shelbourne are worse than us. Goes to show, boys, we've got a lot of work to do in Europe. But I do come with some good news. We did manage to sell Alexander Jensen to Hull City, which enabled us to sign both Liam Morrison and Adil Ayuchi on permanent contracts for a combined £4 million. But at the end of the season, we will be losing Lyle Cameron, who's one of our better players. Velose Olusanya is leaving the club as well, along with Graham Shinney and Dylan Lobban. And our team's looking decent, boys. A lot of players now well above 70 rated, and as you can see, we have got a youth player in our starting 11. Vandermeer, 18-year-old, 67 rated. He has got upwards of 90 potential. He was already in our academy, so we threw him straight into the team. However, going into season number 2, we're going to need 2 brand new central midfielders, as Lyle Cameron is going back to Rangers as his loan's expiring, and Armstrong is 34-year-old and 67 rated. He's going to be like 60 rated at the end of season 2. So hopefully the board give us a decent budget, because 2 new central midfielders are going to be absolutely crucial. And in terms of stats this season, Marko Lazetic was our best player by a mile, getting 20 goals in 36 games. Milanovic and Armstrong had decent seasons as well, but we were definitely carried by Marko Lazatic. Now, we have arrived in season 2 and we've actually got £7 million in the bank. This is a really good budget which we can put to use straight away. I think we should definitely be able to sign 2 new central midfielders with ease. And we race into our first signing of season number 2 as a new central midfielder has been acquired. As we complete the signing of exciting young central midfielder Alejandro Granadas from Club Brugge for 2.1 million. At 20-year-old and 68 rated, showing great potential and extremely versatile, Granados is an excellent signing and he's got upwards of 86 potential. And my favourite thing about Granados is not his age, not his potential, not the fact that he's so versatile, it's the fact that he's actually left-footed, which we desperately needed. And our second signing of season number 2 is another incredible young central midfielder as we complete the signing of Viktor Sukhanov from Shakhtar Donetsk for £2 million. Sukhanov is 20-year-old, 68 rated, he can play a multitude of positions, is even more versatile than Granados, and at showing great potential as well, he's got upwards of 84 potential. I genuinely think these 2 central midfielders are going to be here till we get to the Champions League final. This is outstanding business. But we have only got £2 million left in the bank. I don't think we're going to be signing anyone else, boys. We probably will be letting 1 or 2 players go. And it's finally time to get some youth scouting done. And I think for the first season, we need to scout our host nation, which is Scotland. And while we're in Scotland, we are going to be looking for goalkeepers. We can find a world-class goalkeeper in our academy. It's going to save us a lot of money going forward. And you know, with these SPL rebuilds, budgets are really tight. I don't want to be wasting money on goalkeepers, especially given that our number 1, Dimitar Mitov, is out of contract at the end of the season, and the fact he's not asked for a new one is concerning me slightly. So just the one casualty from this transfer window, and it's Topi Keskinen, who has left the club for 2.3 million. While he is a decent player, we are definitely going to miss him. A move to Copenhagen is just too good for him to turn down, so we've reluctantly let him go. We have had a very quiet transfer window, to be fair, so that's going to be our transfer window done, boys. We'll lock in the starting 11 in for another season. I do think our 2 new central midfielders are going to grow to like 73 rated minimum this season. So could we add some trophies to our trophy cabinet? Who knows? Let's simulate forward straight through to the end of the season, and hopefully we can improve on a 4th place finish. And we have to do better in Europe if we're even in it. So we've arrived at the end of season 2, boys. We have actually finished 3rd in the SPL, which is a fantastic achievement. I think that means we're in the Europa League next season, and it is an improvement on season number 4. And in the Scottish Cup, it's once again heartbreak in the semi-finals as Hearts beat us 1-0, setting up a final between Celtic and Hearts. And last season, our performance in the Conference League was absolutely disastrous. Well, this season we've actually finished 13th in the league phase on 10 points, winning 3 of our 6 games, which saw us enter the playoff round, but unfortunately we got battered 4-1 by Gornik Zabrze, who I think are a Polish side. We're really struggling to turn the screw in these European competitions, and I have to admit our starting 11 is now starting to take shape. Multiple mid-70 rated players. First thing that jumps out to me though is we've got 2 unhappy backup strikers, so we will need to bring a backup striker in next season. And looking at the starting 11, I do think we need a new backup left centre back. Noah Stu is 28-year-old and 70 rated. While he looks a decent player who's actually got 5-star skills somehow, he's not going to get much better. He's not going to get us into the Champions League, so we are going to replace him. And one thing we are lacking desperately at the club is a decent backup winger, so we're going to invest quite a bit of money into our bench next season to improve our rotation options. Now at the end of the season we are losing a few players, and one is our first choice goalkeeper. Dimitar Mitov is leaving the club. This is a really big problem. We're also losing Stuart Armstrong and Silver Nielsen, who I think are both retiring. And while we did find a decent Scottish goalkeeper in Rory Dow, who's got 71 to 94 potential, he's only 14 years old. So I think we're going to have to take a trip to the free agents list to sign a temporary goalkeeper, and that really shakes up our transfer plan for season number 3. In terms of stats this season though, Marko Lazatic was amazing once again. He is actually carrying us at the minute. 29 goals and 5 assists, probably the best player in the SPL last season. Milanovic, Sukhanov and Granados all had good seasons as well. Our central midfielders though scoring more goals than our attacking midfielders. I'm not too sure how I feel about that. So we have now arrived in season number 3, boys, and with a very busy transfer window coming up, we have actually got £13 million in the bank, which is a fantastic budget, I can't lie. I think we're going to come out of this transfer window a lot stronger. So our first signing of season number 3 has been completed, and it's a very strong goalkeeper from the free agent agents list. Arnaud Baudeur signs for the club on a 3-year deal at 29-year-old and 76 rated. He's got fantastic stats. In the short term, he's an excellent goalkeeper to propel the club forward, but at his age, he's probably not going to get to like 83, 84 rated, and that's where our young academy goalkeepers can come in and take his place in the future. And signing Baudeur didn't even cost us a penny. Well, it did because we're paying his wages, but you know what I mean. And we have only gone and made our most exciting signing to date, boys. An extremely high potential centre-back joins us from the Norwegian leagues as we complete the signing of Abubakar Kinte from Tromsø for 5.5 million. And Kinte is an absolute beast. 20-year-old, 73 rated, left-footed centre-back, exactly what we needed. He's got pace and power and he's showing great potential, and we got him on the cheap. This signing ticks every single box for Aberdeen at the minute. He's a player I've never used before, so I'm really intrigued to see how he gets on, because I'm sure Kinte's got upwards of like 86 potential in FC26. He could be an absolute monster. But I'm afraid the good news stops there, boys. First choice centre-back Liam Morrison has broken his rib and will be out for 7 weeks, meaning he will miss the start of the season. And we were in the market for a new backup winger, boys, and do you know what? We've actually found a really decent one. As former Wrexham winger Ryan Longman joins the club on a 3-year deal from the free agents list at 26-year-old, 71 rated, really good stats, and he can also play loads of positions. This is a fantastic signing, very versatile player. I think we're really building quite a nice squad here of Aberdeen. We just now need to bring some backup strikers into the building. And for our final signing of season number 3, we've brought in a new backup striker and we've raided a fellow SPL club for his services. Zach Sapsford signs for Aberdeen for £2 million from Dundee United, and at 24-year-old, 70 rated, he looks like a really decent player. He's got up to 78 potential. I think he's going to be a really decent backup striker for us going into the new season, and I think the 4 signings we have made in this transfer window massively improve our team. And believe it or not, boys, we've still got 4 million in the bank. We've got a few players leaving the club. When it comes to SPL rebuilds, I've always struggled with the finances, but so far in this one, we're actually struggling to spend all of our budget, which is mad. So it's not been all incomings at Pittodrie this season. A few players have left the club. Bilalovic, Nisbet, Yenge leave for fees, and we have loaned out 3 young players as well who won't get any minutes for us this season, meaning this is going to be the Aberdeen team to take us into season number 3. We've got a really good team on paper. Obviously, Newester won't be starting every game. As soon as Liam Morrison's back from his injury, he'll be back into the starting 11. So we are going to lock the team in for season number 3. I think we've got a really exciting team here on paper. I really hope Champions League football is on the horizon for Aberdeen. So let's simulate forward straight through to the end of the season, and hopefully our first trophy of the rebuild isn't too far away. So season 3 is completed, boys. Remember, we wanted a trophy this season and we've won the SPL, boys. We've been absolutely amazing this season, winning 26 of our 38 games, only losing 4 times. 86 points accumulated. We've dominated the league. Aberdeen, after just 3 seasons, are the champions of Scotland, and Champions League football is coming to Pittodrie next season. Honestly, boys, I'm absolutely buzzing. But one thing I will say, with the SPL and FC26, once you build a pretty decent team, it is a pretty easy league to dominate. But of course, we make the Scottish Cup final and lose to Celtic. It just had to happen. A little bit too soon to be completing a domestic double. Celtic still holding that little bit of dominance they've got left. And much better in the Conference League this season. We weren't even in the Europa League after all. We do make the quarterfinals, but we lose to Shakhtar Donetsk 4-1 over 2 legs. No shame at all, boys. That's a good showing. Hopefully we can take this form into the Champions League. And we are taking an absolutely amazing team into season number 4. Granados becomes our first 80 rated player, but you may notice we have got a new attacking midfielder at the club, and this really did sting, boys. Leeds United came in with a £20 million bid for Leighton Clarkson, and he had in fact handed in a transfer request, so we reluctantly let him go, and we brought former Leicester man Louis Page to the club for just £4 million, who's 19-year-old and 74 rated with really decent stats. £15 million profit made on Clarkson, and I think we've made an excellent signing in Page. Just a shame to see such a good player leave like Clarkson, but this is how you progress in these rebuilds. You need to sell your best players. So going into season number 4, you would think it's all sunshine and rainbows, But we've got an issue. Mirko Lazetic is out of contract at the end of next season, and he has not asked for a new deal. And I already know where this is going, boys. I can't see him asking for a new deal. I think a new striker may have to be on the cards next season. But if we look to the stats, could we afford to lose him? Because Victor Sukhanov was our best player this season, getting 22 goals and 6 assists, and Granados got 13 goals and 11 assists and grew to 80 rated. Our central midfielders do score so many goals, it's crazy. I think we could probably afford to lose Lazetic and bring a younger, higher potential striker to the club. And dependent on funds, I would like to bring a new right-sided centre-half into the club. Tobers is 27-year-old and 74 rated. He's not going to get too much better, but he is still a decent player. Just hope the board give us a decent budget. We are in the Champions League after all, and we actually have 20 million in the bank. I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep all this money. Would I just go and sign a centre-back now, ready to sign for next season? And we did in fact sign a new centre-back with our remaining money. Lucas Suter will be joining the club at the start of season 4. 21-year-old, 6 foot 75 rated centre-back. Really good stats and upwards of 87 potential. I didn't actually realise that he was a regen, to be fair. He looks like an amazing player who's going to slot in nicely in the right centre-back position. So we have now arrived in season number 4, boys, and we need a good budget. But we've got 15 million, which for the SPL is not a bad budget. I'm glad I went and signed a centre-back though. Now, we've got an issue. Lazetic hasn't asked for a new deal. He's worth 20 million. I think what I'm going to do, boys, I'm going to have to reluctantly sell him and bring a replacement in. Really didn't want this to happen. I do like Lazetic. I think we can go and get a better striker, boys, with the money. Now, while our starting 11's very strong, boys, can't be denied, our bench slightly lacking heading into the Champions League. I'm going to go into the free agents list and try and find some backup players, maybe a backup centre mid, backup right mid, and backup centre back, just to help fill the squad out ready for what's going to be a really hard season coming up. So 3 new free agents have been brought into the club, and I do think we've signed 3 players who help fill out our squad nicely. The first of which, Dane Murray, former Celtic man, 25-year-old, 73 rated, solid signing. We then signed a backup right mid, Cyril Nonge, 28-year-old, 75 rated, another decent player who can play in multiple positions. And we did bring a backup centre mid in, Amankwa Forson, 75 rated, multiple positions once again, really good physical stats and attacking stats. 3 players here who, in my opinion, definitely make us stronger going into the Champions League. All 3 will be on the bench. And unfortunately, boys, Mirko Lazetic does leave the club. He signs for Wolverhampton Wanderers for £21 million, which, to be fair, for a 24-year-old 77 rated striker, that is a good fee. His stats aren't even that good, to be honest. Well, the guy's got 84 finishing, leaving us with £31 million in the bank to bring in his replacement. And I can't lie, boys, this is going to be the most important signing of the rebuild. We have to nail this striker signing, and Lazetic's replacement has been acquired, boys, and I can't lie, I'm so excited about this signing as we complete the signing of Jonah Kusa Asare from Ajax for £11 million. And at 21-year-old, 74 rated, and 6'5", the guy's an absolute beast. Amazing stats, can actually dribble as well as finish. He's got upwards of 87 potential, and I can't lie, boys, I'm so excited about this signing. Now, along with the incomings that we've made, we've sold a lot of squad players who weren't going to get any minutes for the club. As you can see, every player you can currently see has been sold. We haven't really got a good fee for any of them, and one of our young goalkeepers, Jack Robb, has gone out on loan. Hopefully he's going to grow loads, because we are going to need a new goalkeeper soon, and that does mean this is going to be the Aberdeen team to take us into season number 4. Really strong team on paper, loads of good young players in that team. I'm excited to see how we get on this season as we lock the starting 11 in for season 4. Now, we've got the small matter of the Champions League qualifiers. Hopefully we can get into the league phase. So are we going to get to the league phase? Are we not? There's only one way to find out, and that's by simulating forward straight through to the end of the season. So we have arrived at the end of another SPL season, and we've gone back to back in the SPL, winning our 2nd league title of the rebuild, and we've dominated the league this season. 92 goals scored, just 4 games lost, but we did only finish 1 point above Rangers. I think that means Champions League football is secured once again for season 5, and that's another SPL trophy added to our trophy cabinet. Can we finally add the Scottish Cup? No, we're not even in the final. Knocked out in the semi-finals by Celtic, who beat us 3-1. Still no Scottish Cup nearly 5 seasons in. And in the Champions League, we just really did not perform at all. 32nd in the league phase, 1 win in 8. Knocked out without even getting to the playoff round, showing there is still some work to be done, but we can take some positives Man United didn't even get through the league phase either. Hopefully this is just a blip and next season we can actually get to the knockouts. Because honestly boys, our team is really strong. Loads of 80 rated players. You may notice we have a new left midfielder at the club, Wisdom Mike. Our board told us we had to use our transfer budget, otherwise we were going to lose it, and we had 24 million remaining in our bank account. So we signed Wisdom Mike from St. Pauli for £16 million at 20-year-old and 78 rated with really good attacking stats. He's an exciting prospect. This is an amazing signing. Can't lie boys, so far in this rebuild I think our transfer policy has been outstanding. Genuinely, I'm expecting every single player in our team besides the goalkeeper to be 80 rated by the end of next season, which is a massive achievement considering we haven't had massive budgets. Now there's only one position in this team I think needs improving now, and that is goalkeeper, as Budar is 31-year-old 78 rated. He's a decent keeper. We did have 2 youth players in our academy who are both out on loan. They're both growing nicely but both just not quite ready to play first team football. I may sign an 80 rated goalkeeper who's 30 plus just to get us steady in the Champions League. When it comes to the stats this season, Jonah Kusiasare was our best player, 27 goals and 5 assists, scoring loads of goals. And Alejandro Granados is just one of the best players I've used in FC26. The guy's got 25 goals and 13 assists this season from midfield. I think it's very obvious who is going to be the Hall of Famer for this rebuild. So we have now arrived in season number 5, boys. Are we going to get a good budget? It's 15 million again. I can't really do too much with this money, to be honest. Can I even bring a new first choice goalkeeper? And I'm not actually too sure. We have got a few unhappy faces on our bench. I'm thinking, do I bring a new backup striker in and backup left mid and sell Milanovic and Ambrose? Don't actually think we're going to be able to make any signings for our starting 11 this season, which is disappointing, but the team is looking really strong, so I'm not too worried for the time being. So I've given it a bit of thought, boys, and I'm just going to improve our bench this season by signing free agents, and I'm actually going to save our money. 2 free agents have been acquired, the first of which was Josh Coburn, the former Millwall man, 26-year-old, 75 rated, decent striker who's 6'4", worth 6 million. I think he'll chip in with 1 or 2 goals off the bench. A big upgrade on Ambrose, by the way. And we didn't have a single backup attacking midfielder at the club, which is poor on my behalf, to be fair. So we signed Andrew Moran, the former Brighton man, 25-year-old, 77 rated, really good stats, good physical player as well. Having that extra attacking midfielder at the club takes the pressure off Page and Ayuche. I think he's actually a really good signing. So as things stand, no real change to our starting 11 going into the new season, but I do expect every single player on the pitch to grow substantially. Coburn and Moran add good quality to our bench. I actually think our bench is getting better and better season upon season. So it has been one really quiet transfer window. Just the 2 free agents signed and just the 1 sale with Peter Ambrose leaving the club. But with the preparation work for season 5 being short and sweet, we're locking the starting 11 in for the new season. Really excited about this team, boys. So we've arrived at the end of the season, boys, and made that 3 consecutive SPL trophies to the trophy cabinet. We win the league once again, 7 points clear of Rangers, 4 games lost all season. We're now really starting to dominate the Scottish leagues. We just need to start showing some dominance in Europe. But we did reach the Scottish Cup final and we lost to Livingston. Oh my god. We've literally lost to Livingston in the final of the Scottish Cup. We're never going to win it. That's it. That was our chance. We're never going to win it. But we were excellent in the Champions League this season. We did reach the quarterfinals. We unfortunately lost to Athletic Club 2-1 over 2 legs. We did knock out the likes of Newcastle and PSV on our way to the quarters, showing that we are a decent side, and I think we're 1 or 2 signings away from really competing for this trophy. So I think it goes without saying this starting 11 is very strong, boys. Unfortunately, we lost our goalkeeper who's broke his leg, emphasising the fact we have to sign a goalkeeper next season. We need a decent budget. I might even sell Budart or something. Might look to sell a few players from our reserves to try and fund a goalkeeper deal. Because as we can see, Dow and Rob have only reached 67 rated. They're nowhere near ready to play first team football yet. And in terms of stats this season, Adil Ayuchi was actually really good this season, in 25 goals and 7 assists. Kusi Asar got 23 goals and 9 assists. Mike and Page got double figures as well. Granados, though, only scored 9 goals, which is really crazy considering his output has been outstanding for 5 consecutive seasons. So we have arrived in season number 6. We did need a big budget. Thankfully, we've got one. £35 million sitting in our bank account. Really good budget. Definitely should be able to bring a goalkeeper in. We are unfortunately losing Christos Torbas, who would not sign the new deal. We've got a couple of contracts to renew as well, especially for our young goalkeeper and Abubakar Kinte. But I think a new goalkeeper should not be an issue in this upcoming transfer window. Now, lads, you know I don't like to do it, but I've just found Florian Berger on the free free agents list who's 19-year-old and 81 rated. We really need a goalkeeper, boys. I'm gonna sign him. I'm gonna have to sign him. And Florian Berger signs for the club on a 5-year deal. It might be a regen, but I really don't care. I mean, just look at him, boys. An exciting prospect, 81 rated, 19-year-old. I think he's Jan Sommer's regen. There was not a cat in hell's chance I weren't going to sign this guy when I saw him. Meaning we've now got 31 million in the bank, which we can invest back into the starting 11, which we are going to be doing, in fact. As Van den Meer's growth has really deteriorated over recent seasons, we're going to spend the rest of our money bringing a right midfielder to the club. And we have managed to bring a new right midfielder to the club, boys. It's a signing I'm very, very excited about as we complete the signing of Nestori Irankunda from Watford for 17.5 million. And we did also offer up Van den Meer as part of the deal. Irankunda is 81 rated, 24-year-old. He's got unbelievable stats. 84 shooting, really jumps out. I think this is going to be such a big signing for the club. A player we've never used before. I'm really excited to see him in action. We're just 11 million left in the bank and a lot of first teamers out of contracts at the end of the season. Can't see us signing anyone else. Couple of sales to bring you up to date with, boys. Dante Povalera has left the club along with Ryan Longman, raising around 5.6 million. Still not enough to make another signing, meaning this is going to be the Aberdeen team to take us into season number 6, and this team is looking amazing on paper, full of world-class players. I'm really hoping we can at least get to the quarterfinals of the Champions League again this season as we lock the starting 11 in for yet another season. However, I have just noticed we've only got one backup centre-back at the club, so I may actually go out into the transfer market and just buy a cheap centre-back just to cover us for another season. And that we did, boys. We signed Gregor Frick for £4 million from Lille. 21-year-old, 75 rated centre-back. You really can't turn your nose up at this deal. So we have arrived at the end of season number 6, lads, and of course we have won yet another SPL, but this season's been by far our strongest season. 100 points accumulated, only 2 losses all season and 32 wins acquired. We have dog-walked the Scottish Premier League this season, and Aberdeen are by far the strongest team in Scotland at the minute. And we've finally done it, boys. We've won the Scottish Cup, beating Celtic 3-2 in the final, and finally we have managed to win this trophy. We've only been trying for 6 seasons, and lads, we have actually made the Champions League final, and we will be taking on Real Madrid. I knew we were looking strong, boys, but I was not expecting this. We finished 3rd in the league phase, winning 6 of our 8 games, only losing twice, meaning we go straight to the round of 16, where we beat RB Leipzig 4-2 over 2 legs to enter the quarterfinals. And in the quarterfinals, we beat Arsenal 2-0 over 2 legs. Scotland getting one over on England to set up a semi-final with Barcelona, who we batter 5-1 over 2 legs, setting up a Real Madrid versus Aberdeen final. And our starting 11 going into the Champions League final is looking very, very strong. Only one weakness in this team, and that's Irankunda out on the right wing. But he has still got 92 pace and 86 shooting and 5-star skill moves. The guy is actually a beast, to be fair. And in terms of stats, 6 players get double figures for goals, with Mike Granados and Kusi Asar being our standout performers. When it comes to the Hall of Fame, you already know who it is. Alejandro Granados has been amazing in this rebuild. For that reason, he is going into the Hall of Fame, and at 25-year-old and 90 rated, he has got a lot more room to grow. Definitely someone you should try out in FC26. But will he perform in the Champions League final? It is time to find out. It's going to be Real Madrid versus Aberdeen, and we get the job done. Now, before we get the game underway, we do need to check what we are up against. Obviously, our team's looking really strong, but Real Madrid's team, Jesus, this is an absolute disgrace. Vinicius Jr. and Mbappe up front, Estevao and Bellingham at attacking midfield, Bruno Guimaraes and Ashman Tchouameni in midfield. Yeah, Valverde at right back. Wow, that is actually a very attacking team, boys. I do think we could maybe catch them on the break. This is going to be a really difficult final. We'll make a run in. That's a great ball. Stokanov could be in. Gets the shot away. What a tackle by Gabriel. Shot just wide. Real Madrid's first chance of the game. Not testing our goalkeeper though. First shot of the game. Bellingham again. Oh, that's a good turn. Could be 1-0, and it is 1-0 to Real Madrid. Jude Bellingham with the goal. And I have to say, boys, just on the balance of play in this first half, that is definitely what Real Madrid deserve. Really, really need to try and respond before half-time. I don't want to go into the second half chasing the game. Sucking off. Page gets the way it's got to be. It's 1-1, boys, on the stroke of half-time. Louis Page with the goal. Great ball to Page. Really good dribbling to get past Gabriel, and he's not going to miss from there. 1-1, game on. Still time in this first half to try and turn this game around. That's going to be half-time, boys. You know what? We played really, really well in that half. Responded really well to going a goal behind. It's 1-1, all to play for in the second half. Hopefully we can get that decisive second goal and win the game. That's a great ball. Oh, Ayuchi. Ayuchi, please. Straight at the keeper. Rebound. And Trezor Mike makes it 2-1. He's first to react to the rebound. Great finish. No chance for the keeper. Real Madrid defence sleeping. And within 15 in-game minutes, we have flipped this game on its head. Vinicius Jr. bombing forward, though. What a tackle. What a tackle. Oh, no. Estevao could have a chance to shoot straight at Berger. Good save. Good hands. Sucking off. What a ball. Mike. Oh, Real Madrid have got every man forward. And Mike's in. Can we sweat it? We can. Kusiasar, 3-1 to Aberdeen. Is this a sign of Real Madrid's attacking formation coming back to bite them? Look how many men Madrid have forward, and it's an easy sweat for me. I'm never going to not sweat to wrap the game up. Well, it's not wrapped up anyway. There's still 25 minutes to go yet. Oh, chance. Gabriel with a strike that goes just wide. 10 minutes to go, boys. They needed that to go in. I can't lie. Rodrigo, Bellingham, Mbappe squeezes it in with 5 minutes to go. I just can't keep them out, boys. They're cutting through our defence every time they come forward. They're all out attack. Look at the one-touch passing here. Nothing I can do. Question of offside of Mbappe, but that is a great finish. Now we've got 5 minutes to hold on. And there is the full-time whistle, boys. We win the Champions League. We've beaten Real Madrid 3-2 in the final. A little bit of squeaky bum time there at the end with Mbappe's goal, but we managed to hold on and win the tie 3-2 in the end. And now all that is left to do, boys, is lift the Champions League trophy, and it's Adil Ayuchi, the club captain, who will do the honours as Aberdeen are the champions of Europe, and that is another rebuild successfully boxed off. So just want to say a massive thank you for watching the video, boys. If you have enjoyed it, please be sure to like and subscribe. It does really help me out. We're getting close to 10,000 subscribers, and I will see you in the next one when we head back to the Championship to rebuild an underperforming club.